Hey everyone, I hope you all are safe and doing good. So in the series of learning Python programming language, we are discussing inheritance in Python. So till now we have discussed single and multiple inheritance, two types of inheritance. Third type is multi-level inheritance. So this thing we will see in this video. What is multi-level inheritance? How this is different from multiple inheritance with the help of proper example program. We will see practical as well, right? So first let's see what is multiple inheritance. Single inheritance is what? Simple, we have one parent class, right? And from there we can inherit one class, that is child class, right? So this is single inheritance. Multiple inheritance is what? More than one parent class. Suppose I am having parent 2 as well. So parent 2. This child class is deriving or inheriting from more than one parent, parent 1, parent 2, up to parent n number of parents can be there. So this is multiple inheritance. Now what is multi-level inheritance? In multi-level inheritance, we are not having more than one parent. See, from this parent we are deriving a class, child class. Suppose child 1. From this child as well, you can derive one more child class, child 2. From this also we can derive one more, child 3, like this, up to child n. This is multi-level inheritance. Means we can derive or we can inherit from a derived class as well. So this type of inheritance is known as multi-level inheritance, right? See, this is derived class, or you can say child class, or we can say subclass. This is parent or base, or you can say super class, right? So we can derive or we can inherit from derived class as well. So this is derived class of this parent class, and from this derived class we are deriving another class. So this kind of inheritance is known as multi-level, like this, like grandparent and then parent and then son or daughter. This is multi-level inheritance, right? Now this class is parent class of child 1 but grandparent class of child 2, right? This child 1 is, you can say, parent class for child 2, right? And maybe grandparent for child 3 if there is any child 3, like this. So we have this kind of relationship, grandparent, parent, then we, like maybe your dada, your papa and you, like this, right? Now let's see this thing with the help of program. And see, now this child class is having properties, all the properties, or you can say all the attributes and methods of this parent class. And this child class can access all the attributes and methods of parent class as well as child 1 class, like this, right? If there is child 3, in that case, the child 3 class have access to all the attributes and methods of parent class, child 1 class and child 2 class. Right? I hope this idea of multi-level inheritance is clear to you guys, and now you know the difference between multiple inheritance and multi-level inheritance, right? Let's see this practically. So let's create a new file here, and the name is multi-level inheritance .py. Okay, same example we will take, like we are taking that class, human class, and just defining a function, suppose eat, and now I am taking a class male, and male is inheriting from human class, right? And its own function it is having. So I am defining a function like maybe sleep, and now we are having one more class, that is maybe boy, and this boy is inheriting from male. As you can see the hierarchy, boy is inheriting from male, male is inheriting from human class. So if I don't write anything in this boy class, and let's create maybe boy underscore 1, one object from this boy class. Now with the help of this boy dot boy object, you can access, see, sleep method and eat method. Eat from human class and sleep from male class, right? And init from object class. See, what is this object? Object is, in Python we are having a root class, means this human class is, we know it is parent class, but no, it's not actually true. The root class or the parent class of all the classes you create is what? Object class. So we can also write something like this, object. See, as when you write this object, see, you can see a C, a small c in a blue circle, and built-in. So this is built-in class, object class. This is parent class of all parent. So this is also fine. You can write out this thing when you create a new class, and if you don't write object, that is also fine, right? So like automatically, if you don't write object, then we are going to inherit all the inbuilt thing, whatever in this object class, in this human class, right? That is why, see, I'm not having init function in boy, in male, or in human class. So that is why using boy dot this, we can inherit init function from object class, right? Means we are using init function from object class, like this, right? So object class is root for all the classes, root class, or you can say base class for all the built-ins, all the built-ins means matlab all the classes, as well as for int also we have inbuilt object class, for string also, str also, like this, right? And because of this, we can use many functionalities of object class, like see, this attribute, class, dict, these are from object class, right? That MRO is also from object class, MRO method. So see, from object we can use multiple things, this str, this method, size of method, and all, right? Okay, let's suppose I'm not writing this object class, I'm simply writing this. So in Python 3.x, after 3.x, if you don't write this object, it means automatically it is inheriting from object class, no need to write, right? Okay, now let's call this eat function and let's run this. You have to select first the current file here, and now let's run this. See, I can eat. So using boy we can access this class, and if suppose in boy also I am having one function, let's suppose we are having one more function, work. I can work, and in boy also I am having this function work, and this is having its own definition of this work function, like I can code. So if you want to access this work, then first it will search in boy class. In boy it will find this work function, so it will call work from boy class. See, I can code, right? If you want to like access the previous definition also, as well as you want to add something extra, so yes, you can access this thing, as I have told you, with the help of super method, or with the help of one second way is what, from which class you want to access the method, human class. So you can just write down the name of the class, human dot, which method you want to access, work, right? And then self, on which object obviously we are accessing this method, from object of boy class. So you need to pass self. Here self means it is representing boy1, so means you are basically passing here the object name boy1. Let's run this. Now see, I can work, I can code, right? Like this you can access previous functionality also. Or rather than this, what you can write down second way is just call this super function, super dot, and work. No need to pass the object name or anything, no need to pass self and all, right? If I comment out this thing and if I run this, see, I can work, I can code, right? As well as from boy also we can inherit one more class if you want to inherit, like this is multi-level class, like, so P should be capital, this is what convention, we follow Pascal case, and in programmer I am not passing anything. Or let's define def and same function walk, and here I can write like maybe I can write programs, something like this. Now with the help of, if you want to create this programmer object, like maybe prog1 is equal to from programmer class I am creating. So with the help of prog1 you can access now. Okay, we cannot access anything except this work method from programmer because you haven't inherited anything. Means from boy I am going to inherit, I am going to derive this programmer class. Now with the help of prog1 we can access eat, sleep and work from programmer, right? So if you print this work from programmer, then it will print I can write programs, and this is from boy work, I can work, I can code, like this, right? Same if you have like attributes, I have an init function in human and I'm just passing maybe like number of heart, right? So self dot, suppose I am taking eyes is equal to 2 for every human obviously, and self dot heart is equal to whatever you pass, num heart, this init. Now I am not defining any attribute in any other class. So if with the help of this programmer class, or let us suppose just delete this programmer and we will just take 3 classes only, because now you got the idea how many classes or till how many levels you can have this inheritance, multiple levels. So with the help of boy1, now if you want to access like number of eyes, then what do you think? Let's print this. You will get error or you will get number of eyes is equal to 2. So you can pause the video and you can write down the answer of this question in comment section. Let's run this and see. See, you are getting an error. In line number 17, here, while you are creating this object, while you are calling the constructor, then human init missing one required positional argument num heart. Now which init function it is calling? Because obviously init function, if you don't have any init function in any of the class, then it will call from object class. That is fine. But now we are having init function. In boy class you have no, in male class no, then ultimately human class you have yes. So this init function we are calling, right? If you want to check out, you can just write down here one init statement like init from human class, right? And let's see this. See, okay, it is not printing because still we have an error. You have to pass 1, while calling you have to pass number of what? 1 parameter, right? Now if you run this, see, calling init from human class and it's 2, number of eyes. Now you can access number of eyes. Number of eyes are 2. Number of eyes attribute of human class, but you are accessing using object of boy class, right? If you want to print like the MRO method resolution order, then the class name boy dot, we have a function MRO. See, method resolution order for boy class is what? First it will check whatever you will ask, like maybe init any method or attribute in boy class, then in male class boy, because boy is inheriting from male, then in human class, and after that object class. I have told you object class is root for all the classes, right? So this is built in class. Okay, I hope you got the idea now. So if you want to overwrite, like in male also, I want to define my init function. I want to initialize human and heart, and let's suppose I am writing like name, because every male is having some name, right? And only self dot name is equal to, I am writing name. Okay. Now the problem is, because this male is inheriting from human, so this every attribute and everything we are inheriting from human, right? So if you want to inherit this num heart, this attribute from human class or the eyes attribute, then you have to call this init function also in male class. If I run something like this, let's run this, see. Now boy object has no attribute eyes. Now it is giving error while you are calling eyes. Why so? Because boy object, now this object or this boy class is inheriting from male class. So in male class we are having init function, right? So it will call init function from male class this time. If you want to check out, you can just print the same line. Okay. See, calling init from male class, as you can see. Now this time it is calling init from male class, right? Self dot name means it has, now it is having only one attribute. If you want to print name, like name, then it can print, but you have to pass here name, boy name. Suppose like I am passing Rahul. That is fine, it will not give any error, like calling from male class and Rahul, right? But now this point of time it is accessing init from this male class, not from human class. So if you want to obviously call number of heart, every male, every boy is having one heart, number of eyes 2. So rather than defining again, I just want to call this init function. So just call this init function. Maybe you can call in this male class only, or maybe in boy class. In boy class, if you are defining its own init function like this, that also we can say like def init. And I'm just passing one argument here, maybe can dance, okay, then self underscore, attribute name I am taking no dancing, not self underscore, it's self dot, right, and from this parameter we are taking, right. So attribute name you can take different from this parameter name can dance, right. Now for boy, obviously I want to access name as well as num heart and eyes, everything. So rather than defining its own, we can call init function from male and from human class, right? Because if you call from male class only, then you can have only access to this attribute name. So for num heart and for eyes, you have to call human class attribute as well, human class init function as well. So I told you this thing, human dot init and self dot now heart. So if you are accessing everything, then can dance, or you can say first number of heart attribute, then name from male and its own it has can heart. So 3 parameter name you need to take in this init. So heart is from human, and from male class male dot init, and self is like using this object boy object, it is referring right now object of boy class, and in it we have name and no dancing, then it's fine. So now at this point of time you need to pass number of heart, first heart, then name is Rahul, then comma can dance, it should be true or false. So maybe like just pass here true. Now this point of time I want to print using this boy object boy1 dot, what is the attribute? No dancing. Let's run this. See, calling init from human class, calling init from male class, then Rahul and true, no dancing, true, and MRO also it is printing boy, then male, then human, then object, right. So first it is calling from human class, it is printing this thing. Why so? Because whenever you create this object, first it will call this init function, right. Now first line in this init function is human dot init, so the control will go to here. So first this line would be printed calling init from human class, then control will back to the next line here, then from male it will print, so this line will be printed, and that's it, right. So this is, I hope now you got the idea of multi-level inheritance, right. Now after boy also you can create any class like programmer, and that will be inherited from boy. So ultimately it can inherit all the properties of all the previous base classes, from human also, from male also, from boy also, right. And suppose I am taking a variable, class variable, or you can say class object variable, can breathe is equal to true for human class. So no need to write down self dot can breathe because it is outside of the init. This is class variable or class object variable, right? So this also we can access in everything, like using boy object. If you want to print this variable, like print boy1 dot see now can breathe, this field also we can print from human class, sleep from male class, eat from human class. Now init from boy class, work from boy class, like this. No dancing field from boy class. So let's access can breathe. Let's run this and see. Can breathe means that is true. So we can access that class variable also, right? So this kind of thing also you can do. It's not like that every attribute or everything you need to, define in this init constructor. A class variable also we can take, can breathe, or in male also we can take, in boy also we can take any class variable, class object variable. Okay. So in the next video we will see hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.